From rising inflation to the impact of AI and President-elect Donald Trump taking office in January, CEOs are game planning for new opportunities and overcoming potential industry-wide challenges. A recent survey from Stagwell and NRG reveals what's shaping their industries. And joining me to break it all down is Mark Penn. He is the chairman and CEO of Stagwell, Inc. Mark, it's great to have you.
Thank you.
How are you anticipating the shifts in trade policies, immigration, and economic priorities due to the U.S. presidential election and the influence it's having on the way CEOs are shaping their 2025 strategies?
Well, overall, I think CEOs are optimistic that the Trump presidency is going to pave the way for better or enhanced economic times, particularly if you're not making manufacturing goods in China. I think we did a CEO survey, about 100 global CEOs, and US CEOs thought that if Trump won, that would be best for the global economy. Chinese CEOs, however, felt somewhat the opposite.
And what specific insights did the survey reveal about U.S.-based CEOs and the concerns surrounding the global economic impact of potential leadership changes?
Well, I think actually they're looking quite favorably towards investments in the Mideast, particularly with the Trump victory. I think that obviously their biggest concern is the same concern that people have, which was inflation and immigration. And I think businesses want inflation under control so that they can have reliability in their capabilities in order to make purchasing and bring goods to market. I think they're looking for immigration to have control in order to have a trained legal workforce. And so I think trade policy, inflation policy, immigration policy are really three major legs in terms of what CEOs are looking out for with the new administration.
Absolutely. And inflation is also at the forefront of those conversations. And that's a top concern for CEOs worldwide. So, based on the survey, how are leaders adjusting their pricing, cost control, and long term strategies to navigate this persistent challenge?
Well, I think they're having some trouble dealing with inflation because it creates some uncertainty relative to both the inputs and their ability to price, higher in a market that's dominated by AI and technological change. So I think they're hoping that inflation comes down. I think they're looking for a government policy that's going to rein in spending on the government side so that that reduces the deficit. And they fundamentally believe that overspending by government probably was the cause of inflation that's giving so many people so much angst.
And from your vantage point, how are other executives and CEOs adopting to build consumer confidence in an uncertain economic environment? And how are these strategies linked to driving business growth?
Well, I think the good news is that CEOs right now do not seem to be concerned about a recession. If I go back to 23, it was 23 was all about the recession that was going to come. So that businesses needed to cut back, needed to be cautious. I think as we go into 25, they don't see a recession on the horizon. They see a successful soft landing in the economy. And consequently, what I'm seeing with CEOs is that they're making kind of clear marketing, growth, product launch plans in ways that they really haven't done for years.
And given the enthusiasm around technology's role in improving life quality and innovation, how do you see Stagwell leveraging these insights to advise or collaborate with their clients?
Well, I think we're doing that in a number of different ways. We're incorporating AI into some of the self-serve marketing products that we're developing. We're also working on behalf of clients with Code and Theory, our core digital transformation company, to go ahead and make the agents that companies want, rebuild the websites, incorporate AI so that websites are more responsive to what consumers want. I think virtually every contact point between a company and a consumer has to be remade to take AI into account in terms of agents, in terms of content, in terms of understanding who they are and how you can respond to them. And I think that process is just beginning. I think it's going to be an exciting multi-year process.
I want to talk to you about the different emerging areas or regions that are a major focus for investment. What are the trends right now that you're noticing in today's economic landscape?
Well, look, obviously the US economy remains a strong and growing economy with people looking for possibly less regulation and lower taxes. I think, however, looking at the East is probably, I think the easily the next most important marketplace for new investment, because those economies are in transition and the governments there want to move from an oil economy to a more broad-based consumer economy. And that means all kinds of opportunities, I think, out there. And I think the poll shows that CEOs, 70, 80% are very comfortable making those investments in the region.
Now, there's a lot of things happening in the world today as CEOs are facing a blend of challenges like inflation and energy prices while seizing opportunities in the technology space as well as emerging markets. What key strategies are emerging to strike this perfect balance effectively?
Well, look, I think CEOs are waiting a little bit to see exactly where the administration lands on their trade and tariff negotiations with Latin America, Canada, China, before they set their strategies and have some understanding of, will overseas manufacturing be affected. I think companies are looking to bring back jobs to the United States. They're looking to deploy AI. They're looking for less regulation so that they can move in more nimble fashion in order to accommodate consumer desires. I think you're seeing a return to deals, and you may see less the kind of handbrake on M&A that we've seen from the FTC over the last couple of years.
All right, thank you so much. Again, that is Mark Penn, Chairman and CEO of Stagwell Inc. It was great to have you.
Thank you.